The automotive world rarely stopped for internet drama. Billion-dollar companies normally move quietly behind closed doors, making decisions based on numbers, strategy, and long-term survival. But every once in a while, a single story explodes online so hard that it becomes impossible to ignore. That is exactly what happened when YouTuber Mat Armstrong began rebuilding a crashed Bugatti Chiron and documenting every shocking discovery along the way. What started as a viral rebuild series slowly turned into one of the biggest debates the car world has seen in years. Fans began asking questions nobody expected. Did Mat Armstrong accidentally expose Bugatti's secrets to millions of viewers? Did those videos damage the brand's image? And most importantly, did the controversy arrive at the exact moment Porsche was already trying to leave Bugatti behind? Suddenly, a simple rebuild project became connected to billion-dollar business decisions, international investment groups, and a growing argument inside the automotive community. Some people believe Mat's videos created a chain reaction that hurt Bugatti's reputation so badly that Porsche wanted out before things became worse. Others say that idea is ridiculous because companies worth billions do not make decisions based on YouTube uploads. They argue Porsche's financial troubles alone explain everything. But when people started putting the timeline together, the story became far more complicated than anyone expected. The debate grew because Mat Armstrong's Bugatti series was not a normal supercar rebuild. Viewers were not just watching damaged carbon fiber get repaired. They were watching the hidden world behind one of the most exclusive automotive brands on Earth. Bugatti has always built its image around perfection, rarity, and engineering greatness. The company sells cars worth millions of dollars and presents them almost like rolling pieces of art. Because of that image, fans expect every part inside Bugatti to feel unique and special. But during the rebuild process, Mat Armstrong revealed something that shocked viewers. Some parts inside the Chiron looked very familiar. Internet users quickly noticed similarities between Bugatti components and ordinary Volkswagen Group parts. Suddenly, social media exploded with screenshots, comparisons, and angry comments. One moment especially caught attention when viewers compared certain parts to components found in Audi and Volkswagen models. For regular car fans, this was surprising. For luxury car buyers, it became controversial. Critics argued that people paying millions expected complete exclusivity, not shared parts from cheaper vehicles. Supporters of Bugatti responded by saying every large automotive company shares components across brands because it saves time, improves reliability, and reduces development costs. But by that point, the argument had already gone viral. The internet had found a story it could not stop talking about as the videos spread across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and automotive forums. The conversation became much bigger than Mat Armstrong himself. Some viewers began creating what they jokingly called the Armstrong effect. According to this theory, Mat's rebuild videos exposed Bugatti in a way traditional media never had. Instead of polished marketing campaigns and professional press launches, millions of viewers were suddenly seeing the car taken apart piece by piece in the garage. The mystery surrounding Bugatti started disappearing. Every hidden detail became public. Fans who once imagined the Chiron as a completely unique engineering masterpiece now saw similarities to ordinary Volkswagen Group engineering practices. To many people, this weakened the emotional magic behind the brand. And when luxury brands lose exclusivity, they can lose value very quickly. Online commenters claimed the videos damaged Bugatti's reputation at the worst possible moment. Some even argued Porsche saw the public reaction and realized it was safer to sell its stake in Bugatti before the brand's image became weaker. That idea spread fast because it sounded dramatic and believable at the same time. One YouTuber rebuilding a wrecked hypercar, supposedly causing problems for a billion-dollar automotive partnership, felt like the kind of modern internet story people love sharing. But there was another side to the argument, and that side focused entirely on business reality. Supporters of this view believe Mat Armstrong's videos had little or no effect on Porsche's decision-making. Instead, they point to Porsche's financial situation during that period. Reports show Porsche dealing with serious profit declines, rising costs, and growing pressure to focus on its core business operations. Automotive companies around the world were already struggling with difficult market conditions, expensive electric vehicle development, and economic uncertainty. From this perspective, Porsche selling par Bugatti Rimac was simply a strategic business move. Hypercar projects are extremely expensive and often generate smaller profits compared to mass-market luxury performance vehicles. Some analysts argue Porsche needed to simplify operations and focus resources on areas that directly improve company performance. In that context, selling a 45% stake in Bugatti Rimac made financial sense regardless of what happened on YouTube. These critics believe fans dramatically overestimate the influence of online creators. According to them, giant corporations make decisions using market analysis, internal forecasts, investor expectations, and long-term strategy, not viral comment sections. What makes the situation fascinating is that evidence exists supporting parts of both arguments. The timeline reveals something extremely important. Long before the biggest moments from Mat Armstrong's Bugatti rebuild went viral, discussions about ownership changes around Bugatti Rimac were reportedly already happening behind the scenes. Reports connected the industry suggested Mat Rimac was interested in increasing control over Bugatti's future and reducing Porsche's involvement. Negotiations connected to billion-dollar ownership discussions did not suddenly appear overnight after YouTube video. These conversations likely developed over months. That means Porsche's willingness to move away from Bugatti may already have existed before the internet drama exploded. However, timing still matters in business. Even if the decision process had already started, public perception can influence negotiations, valuations, and strategic confidence. A company facing financial pressure while its luxury brand experiences viral controversy may suddenly feel additional pressure to move faster or restructure differently. This is why the debate continues. The timeline does not fully prove either side wrong. One reason the story became so powerful online is because Mat Armstrong represents something modern audiences love. He is not a traditional automotive journalist or corporate executive. He feels relatable. Viewers watch him fix cars with mistakes, stress, excitement, and visible emotion. That style creates trust between creator and audience. People feel like they are discovering secrets alongside him instead of being sold a carefully controlled marketing message. When Mat revealed unusual details about the Bugatti, viewers reacted emotionally because they trusted the authenticity of the rebuild process. In the modern internet era, authenticity often carries more influence than traditional advertising. That does not necessarily mean Mat Armstrong directly changed Porsche's strategy, but it does explain why the public reaction became so intense. Millions of people suddenly had direct access to behind-the-scenes information from one of the world's most exclusive automotive brands. That type of exposure can absolutely affect conversations online, influence customer perception, and shape brand reputation. The Bugatti controversy also exposed a larger truth about the modern luxury car industry. Many customers believe hypercars are built completely from scratch using unique components designed only for that vehicle. In reality, most automotive companies share technology and parts across brands because modern engineering is incredibly expensive. The Volkswagen Group controls multiple brands including Audi, Lamborghini, Porsche, Bentley, and Bugatti. Sharing systems between brands often improves efficiency and reliability. A hidden switch or airbag component from another Volkswagen Group vehicle does not automatically make a Bugatti less impressive. The real value of a hypercar usually comes from the engineering integration, performance, design, and rarity of complete machine. However, luxury branding depends heavily on emotion and perception. Customers spending millions want to feel like every detail is extraordinary. When ordinary parts become visible online, the illusion can weaken. Mat Armstrong's Rebuild series unintentionally challenged that illusion in front of millions of viewers. Another major reason the story gained momentum is because of the timing within YouTube culture itself. Automotive content has changed dramatically over the last decade. Audiences no longer only want polished reviews filmed at racetracks. They want real stories, disasters, repairs, hidden costs, and behind-the-scenes struggles. Rebuild channels exploded in popularity because they reveal the reality of owning expensive cars. Mat Armstrong became successful by showing viewers what happens after the glamour disappears. His Bugatti series represented the ultimate version of that concept. Instead of watching a millionaire drive a perfect Chiron around Monaco, viewers watched one being rebuilt after a crash with all the stress and surprises included. That made the series incredibly addictive. Every episode promised another discovery. Every new problem felt larger than the last. And because Bugatti rarely allows the public to see the side of ownership, the videos felt even more exclusive as the online discussion continued. Many people started focusing on Porsche's financial situation. Reports discussing falling profits created another layer of drama around the story. Critics of the Armstrong effect theory pointed out that companies facing major financial pressure naturally review investments and partnerships. From their perspective, Porsche's decisions had everything to do with survival and strategy. Global automotive companies are spending enormous amounts. All the automotive world is in complete chaos right now. And for once, even longtime car fans cannot agree on what really happened behind the scenes at Mat Armstrong Bugatti. A massive debate has exploded across social media, YouTube comment sections, forums, and automotive communities after rumors surfaced that Porsche wanted to step away from its Bugatti connection. The argument sounds almost unbelievable at first. Some fans think Mat Armstrong's viral rebuild videos and shocking discoveries about Bugatti parts sharing actually damaged the brand so badly that Porsche decided to leave before things became worse. Others completely reject that idea and say Porsche's financial problems are the only real reason. But when you start looking deeper into the timeline, things suddenly become far more complicated than anyone expected. What looked like a simple business decision slowly turned into one of the biggest automotive mysteries in recent years. The debate became even more intense because Mat Armstrong was not just rebuilding an ordinary car. He was rebuilding a Bugatti Chiron, one of the most exclusive hypercars ever created. Every step of the process attracted millions of viewers. People watched closely as hidden details about Bugatti ownership, repair costs, dealer restrictions, and parts sourcing started becoming public. That is when the Armstrong effect theory was born. Supporters of this theory believe Mat accidentally exposed weaknesses in Bugatti's image that luxury brands never wanted ordinary people to notice. According to this side of the argument, once customers realized that certain Bugatti components shared similarities with much cheaper Volkswagen and Audi parts, the illusion of complete exclusivity started to crack. For a brand built almost entirely on exclusivity, perfection, and prestige, that kind of exposure could be dangerous. Suddenly, fans were asking uncomfortable questions. Why does a multi-million-dollar hypercar contain components connected to mass-market brands? Why are service costs so high if some parts are not completely unique? Why are customers expected to pay enormous prices for items that may exist elsewhere inside the Volkswagen Group family? These questions spread rapidly online, and many viewers started viewing Bugatti differently. To some people, Mat Armstrong became the man who accidentally pulled back the curtain on one of the most protected automotive brands in the world. Supporters of the theory believe this created real damage to Bugatti's image and future value. In luxury markets, perception is everything. The moment customers stop believing something is truly special, the entire business model can weaken. If enough wealthy buyers begin questioning exclusivity, future sales projections could drop. Lower projected sales could reduce company value. Reduced value could make Porsche's ownership stake less attractive. From this perspective, Mat's videos were not just entertainment. They became a public relations problem with financial consequences. That is why some fans genuinely believe Porsche decided to move away before the situation grew even bigger. The theory sounds dramatic, but many people think the timing feels too perfect to ignore. Mat Armstrong's Bugatti rebuild exploded online. Debates about parts sharing spread everywhere, and shortly afterward discussions about Porsche stepping away became public knowledge. For many fans, that sequence feels like more than coincidence. They believe one YouTuber may have unintentionally shaken confidence in one of the world's most valuable automotive luxury names. However, the other side of this debate strongly disagrees and believes the entire Armstrong effect theory is massively exaggerated. According to these critics, the real explanation is much simpler and far more connected to business reality than YouTube drama. Their argument focuses almost entirely on Porsche's financial situation. Reports show that Porsche experienced a huge collapse in operating profit, with some discussions pointing toward a dramatic 93% decline during a difficult financial period. For a global automotive company, that kind of financial pressure changes priorities immediately. Investors demand answers, executives start cutting costs, and leadership begins focusing only on the parts of the business that generate the strongest long-term returns. From this perspective, a partial ownership stake in a hypercar company like Bugatti Rimac may no longer have looked essential. Critics of the Mat Armstrong theory argue that corporations worth billions do not suddenly make huge strategic decisions because of YouTube videos. They believe Porsche's decision was already developing internally long before Mat's rebuild became viral. New leadership inside Porsche reportedly focused on restructuring operations, reducing unnecessary complexity, and concentrating resources on core business areas. That means performance road cars, electric vehicle development, manufacturing efficiency, and global profitability likely became much higher priorities than maintaining a minority share in an ultra-exclusive hypercar project. Supporters of this explanation believe the timing overlap with Mat Armstrong's videos is simply coincidence. In their eyes, internet drama made the story feel bigger than it actually was. They point out that large corporations spend years planning acquisitions, sales, and restructuring deals. These decisions involve lawyers, investors, analysts, regulators, and board members across multiple countries. The idea that a viral video series alone could force Porsche into changing strategies sounds unrealistic to them. They also argue that parts sharing inside massive automotive groups is completely normal. Volkswagen Group has shared technology, components, and engineering systems across brands for decades. Bentley